Welcome to the Media Bubble Podcast. It's the podcast that talks about all geeky media related topics. I'm Fredrik and he's Karol. Let's get this show on the road. And today we are going to, I'm not sure really why, but Karol is really into vampires right now. We did Twilight some weeks ago and this week is also vampire themed, right?
I might have asked a question on our Twitter for how many vampire-related episodes I would do before you asked me that question if I was into vampire.
Well, we are going to have another kind of related vampire episode in the future that we have planned, but it's not exactly vampire, but it's close.
It's vampire adjacent. But anyway, hello listeners. As my dear co-host just said, we are going to be covering another vampire media, which in this case is Vampire Academy. And we're going to be talking about the 2014 movie, not the book series, and not the current show that's going on Peacock.
Yeah, because that's trash.
No. This is trash. The show has good reviews. It's just that this is, well, it's
Karol,
it's like less
Karol,
favorable.
if something is good, then it's not fun.
What? Who are you and what have you done with Fredrik?
I'm just messing with you here. Karol, I can't let you talk bad to the masterpiece that is Vampire Academy the movie.
I'm glad you agree because, unironically, I kind of liked it.
You did? Actually,
Yes.
that doesn't surprise me. I feel like you like a lot of bad stuff.
The thing is, you're not even that far off. But to go into why I love this movie, as you can see on our first slide, the movie begins with a song that goes, "Live fast, die young, bad girls do it well." And it's,
What a weird school uniform. The skirt is really short while the top is really formal.
but they are kind of slaying though. Wouldn't you agree? So this movie, weird doesn't begin to describe it. Maybe some background info because you're not into you haven't seen the movie. I will explain it to you. So Vampire Academy was originally a book series written by Rochelle Mead. It follows the adventures of two girls, namely Rose and Lissa, and they have this friendship, guardian, protectee relationship between them. The series is, well, quite popular. It's quite good from what I understood. So good, in fact, that it's also spawned a sequel series called Bloodlines. That also has 6 titles in the series. And we don't know. Maybe we'll get something more out of the Vampire Academy universe.
Maybe that depends on how the series does.
Yeah, I agree. I have ordered the book. We'll see when it comes, and I'll tell you what are the differences between the book and the movie.
So you haven't read any of the books?
No, I have ordered it from my local library.
Have you seen anything of the TV series?
No, I spared myself just so that I can watch it with fresh eyes later on.
So this is the only Vampire Academy media you have seen?
Yes, it is.
Interesting.
I think maybe that's why I liked it a lot, because if you follow along, I've included some reviews from some websites, namely Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb.
Well, when I think about it, when you have read the books before a bad movie, you usually don't like it. I remember a very strong argument with Aragon with you.
Yes, because the movie skimmed over quite a lot of content from the original books, and it didn't even have the same feel as the series.
Yeah, it wasn't even a good movie.
It wasn't, and I feel like Vampire Academy 2014 is kind of in the same boat as if you have no prior connection with the series, you will see this comedy movie and you enjoy it thoroughly. But if you read the series and tangibly care about the characters in it, your opinion will probably be negative.
Let's see. Live fast, die young, bad girls do it well.
Exactly. But later on, if you follow me with through the presentation,
should I change the slide?
yes,
Oh, books!
exactly. So this is the series that it's been based on. It's young adult novels. You know, they're kind of fall into the same thematics as Hunger Games or Divergent. Kind of.
Is this a new cover?
Yes. So originally they had
because I'm noticing now a Mayor TV series.
yes. So I have picked up these from a website that I usually buy my books from, and I guess these are the updated covers for the books. And you can also see the Bloodlines cover for the sequel series.
How many books are there? Let's see, 6 in total.
Yes, 6 for the original run, and then there's 6 sequel books. So anyway, the reviews. As I said, this movie kind of falls in the same territory as Aragon, saying that we, for example, Goodreads is a good website when you wanna feel out if a book is good for you.
Yeah.
And a lot of the reviews on Goodreads are quite endearing. They mention how much they love the series and how much they enjoyed it. Which contrasts quite starkly with Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. I've seen people post like entire illustrated comics detailing every single bad thing about the movie.
Illustrated comics?
Yes.
So they've done a comic book on how bad it is.
Not a comic book, but a comic, like multiple comic strips.
Oh, okay.
So you can see...
Now I get it, like those you see in the papers.
Exactly. So if you feel what I'm laying, people feel kind of strongly about the 2014 movie.
Okay, only a true best friend can protect you from your immortal enemies. Let's see, 70% tomato meter with 60 reviews, and the audience score is a bit better with 55% audience score with 25,000 ratings.
Yeah, so it's not the worst, but
it's kind of bad, that Karol.
But it's not like, yeah, it is actually quite bad.
Let's see, 5.4 on IMDb, and usually you don't see a lot of movies that goes down to 5.
Yeah, this is what I've mentioned. People had big hopes for the movie since it's coming off like it was during the young adult novel movie hype, and also
yeah, that Hunger Game era.
But I think there is a reason for why it turned out so bad. Seeing that, I mean, first of all, the marketing for the movie, the promotional material played fast and loose with the feel of the movie, and also it's been directed by the same director who made Heathers. And I feel like instead of focusing on the mysterious and strange vampire society, they leaned in too much into the comedy and the action of it all.
Is this kind of one of those books where let's see, the film studio takes one famous novel and don't really adapt it, or they just do their own thing?
I think it feels that way.
Why am I asking you this when I think about you haven't read the books?
Not yet, but following, I think it's actually time to tell you about the characters, because we kind of have to get to that.
Characters time.
Yes.
Here we have 5 posters.
Yes.
We have one tough girl, one sweet girl, one nervous girl, one boy that doesn't care, and One boy with long hair.
Well, not a boy, a man. But I'll get to him.
A man.
So, to the left, we have two of our main characters. We have Rose Hathaway, a drampir, who is like a half vampire, and she is bonded with Lissa. She's her protector, as she likes to call herself, and they share a special bond. They can communicate telepathically, they can feel each other's emotions, and they share dreams.
Why are they connected?
It's explained, actually. But they have this special connection, and it's quite rare. They haven't been able to explain it thus far.
Okay, so Dampmere was that means that she is a half vampire.
Exactly. So Dampir is like a thrall to a vampire. They can go out in the sun. They can eat burgers. They are just like not superpowered humans, but they are like lesser vampires. Thralls, as I said.
So she isn't a complete vampire either.
Exactly.
Okay.
They are produced, I feel, that's what I understood. They are made when a Moroi gets together with a Dampir. So she herself became a Dampir. Moroi are the royalty / the main class of vampires. There is a Moroi society, and they are led by 12 houses, led by a queen, usually from one of the really long lineage of vampire people. Moroi can walk in the sun. They don't sparkle, as they say in the movie. They have magical abilities, which they usually choose a school of. So sun doesn't kill them, but it gets irritating. They get itchy. They get like rashes because of them.
Okay.
They need to feast on blood to survive. They can go out for some while without blood, but it's usually required for them to live. And they are also nocturnal, to skip the whole sun thing. So to the right of Rose, we have Lisa, who is the princess next in line to the throne. Let me see what her actual title was, because I have a page for this.
Throne for what? Throne for vampire or?
Exactly, because it's like Valicia Dragomir something.
So she is a vampire princess.
Basically, yes. And Rose is her bodyguard that they share a special connection with.
The Disney influence on things. We gotta have a princess. Of what? Vampire princess.
It feels very...
Think about the marketing.
I mean, you say that, but it's like, yeah, she's a princess. Rose is her bodyguard. They have a special connection. Like, you go right off the gate and you know the relationship.
Wait, who is her bodyguard?
So Lisa is the one in the yellow dress, and Rose is the one in the leather jacket.
Yeah, but they had a connection. You said you didn't say that. Is the one with the yellow dress a bodyguard to Lisa?
No, so Lisa is the girl in the yellow dress.
No, I thought you said that.
No, I said that Rose was in the
confused.
jacket.
I thought we were talking about the girl with the glasses right now.
No. The girl with the glasses is Natalie. So Natalie is... Well, she gets roped into stuff because her father was an advisor to, or best friend to, Lisa's father. Lisa's father has passed away. Vampires in this universe are not immortal. They can age, they live longer. Sure, they have magical abilities, but they can still die. They're not immortal. Natalie is the daughter of Victor, who was a dear friend to Lisa's father. She's a nerdy, kind of shy girl. She talks about her virginity way too much, and she's just this shy wallflower who lusts for this jock boy.
Oh my god! I gotta get this thing off me, my
virginity. It kind of feels that way because, like, wow, Lisa can manipulate people. I wish she manipulated Roy to be kinder to me so he could take my virginity.
Oh my god.
That's literally a line from the movie, too.
Just so I get one thing before you continue with the character. So, Lisa is some kind of princess, and her bodyguard is the first girl with the black jacket.
Exactly, Rose. She's tough. She's cynical. She jokes.
Is her name Rose?
Yes, her name is Rose Hathaway.
Oh my god. If you would name a character in a vampire story, why do I feel like Rose is a popular name?
It kind kind of feels tropey, a lot. This whole movie feels tropey, but it's not detrimental to the quality of the movie, I have to say. But nevertheless, next up we have Christopher. He is the tall boy. On the bottom.
Who of them? The boy in the middle or the boy on the far down poster?
On the poster that's a little bit further down.
Okay.
So Christopher is a Moroi. He's a vampire in the vampire society. But his parents chose to become Strigoi. Strigoi are like the evil vampires. Basically, when vampires decide to feed, and then they kill the person they are feeding on whilst feeding, they turn into Strigoi. Strigoi gain super abilities like super strength, super speed, combat abilities. They are very hard to kill. But basically, that turns them into emotionless, cold, calculative monsters that can't take the sun.
So, if I understand the logic of this world, if you drink the last drop of about a human life, then you get some kind of more power out of that.
That would be, yes, exactly, because that would end up killing the person. You don't have to drink the last drop of the blood. You just have to kill the person whilst you're feeding.
Okay, I don't really understand why that would do something special, but okay, we're going with this logic.
Yeah. So his parents were Strigoi, and he's been ostracized because of that. But he doesn't want to be Strigoi, so he tries to fit in, but that doesn't work. He's kind of the soft boy, nerdy emo archetype, very mysterious, very dark.
So wait, did you say that he doesn't want to be a Strigoi?
No one does. If you want to be, I mean, as I said, you turn into like a emotionless killing machine.
Oh, okay, so no one really wants to be it, but he is one.
No. So Strigoi no one wants to become a Strigoi since they are monsters. They just feed and feast and they don't feel anything.
Yeah, but you presented him as he was a Strigoi.
No, I said his parents were Strigoi. He doesn't want to be one.
Oh, now I understand.
Yeah, because after they had him, they became Strigoi out of choice, I suppose. And then we have Dimitri, the last person of the main gang, as to say. Well, not the main gang, but he's like also a major player. So Dimitri is a renowned and he's a renowned like Dampir. He has like 6 Strigoi kills behind his belt, which is like kind of impressive since it takes like 5 people to kill one Strigoi. He's a master of like hand-to-hand combat, and he teaches Rose the basics of combat because of the story. They've been away from school for a full year, so she's behind on her like combat lessons. So he takes the teacher role and like motivates her to like, hey, you kind of have to be there for Lissa.
Exactly why, if he has so many battles, victories and things like that, why is he a teacher at the school?
Well, not exact. Well, he's like a teacher's aide. He's there. He's at school. Mostly because I feel like he's there to protect Lissa. Because as we will soon as I will soon tell, before they've been voted back into the academy, they've been attacked by Strigoi. So he feels it's necessary for him to teach Rose like combat arts to protect Lissa because she is a vampire princess. He's a teacher-mentor type.
Rose, it's your mission to protect Lisa.
Basically, yes. Also, something I do not vibe with. So Christopher is the love interest of Lissa, and it kind of makes sense. because both of their parents like died. But Dimitri is the love interest of Rose.
Yeah, shouldn't there be an age difference
There
between those
is.
two? Well, they're vampires, Carol. They will live forever.
No, they don't. They live like 100 years or century, but they still die of old age.
Do they in this canon?
Yes, at least Morgoy. So the problem is, this is a full on adult man, and well, it's. I think the movie still handled it well, to a degree, because there's this one scene that is just blowing my mind, that they even allowed this. But like Rose is like 20, he's like pushing 32, so there is like a big age gap between them.
Okay, should I change slide now?
Yes. Also, I included some handy-dandy terms for you to understand the story. Basically, vampires can. So, whilst Dampirs, the bodyguards, train to hand-to-hand combat and become like really good at killing, the Morgoi practice magic, and they can choose air, water, fire, earth. You know, the earthbender stuff.
The four elements.
Exactly. There is a Moroi court. As I said, Lisa is the princess of the Moroi court. And they have a queen, Queen Titania, who dislikes Lisa. And she makes an example out of her once they come back to school.
Oh, don't tell me it's a stepmother.
I don't know if she's a stepmother, but I know that since Lisa is next in line, there's a lot of pressure for Lisa to succeed. There is a human feeder program.
Hooray!
So, since Moroi cannot kill to get their nutrients, they have found willing participants that are giving their blood. There's like a full-on cafeteria situation. It's insane. So there's like, yeah, let's go eat some food. And they go to cafeteria, and there's like a clinic, and people are sitting in beds, just like offering their blood to the vampires. And it's...
So humans fully know that vampires exist.
Yes, exactly. So they are employed for 1 year. They give blood. They are not like mistreated. They're just like, it's really casual, and they're well taken care of. But after 1 year, they're wiped their memories.
Okay, come in. It's time to suck my blood.
Yeah, basically, like Lisa is like, oh, do you even know who gives you blood? Yeah, like Martina, she writes Twilight fanfiction, and she is just like found a fiance. Like, okay.
Good for her.
Like, good for her. Like, and specifically he said, like, yeah, because like, do you think about all the like vampire enthusiasts? Yeah, they end up here.
Okay. Oh, now I understand. all the kind of
all the freaks.
all the kind of fangirl vampire romance people.
Exactly, which is like, yeah, self-aware much, but it's funny. So
Spirit magic.
yeah, so this is what Alyssa is having. Like for dinner.
She's having.
No, not having. So this is what Alyssa can do. Basically, besides air, fire, earth, and water, Alyssa can access her own special kind of magic. So as you see, Lissa is quite special. She's a vampire princess with special connection with a bodyguard, and she can do her special magic.
Yeah. And she's friends with the spirits.
No. So basically, spirit magic can heal. She can persuade people. She can manipulate people. But it's very strenuous to her. So if she heals someone, it usually takes a toll on her. This is plot relevant, actually.
Wait, can she tell people to do something?
She can brainwash people. Which is
that isn't good.
It's not, because it kind of makes her really, really stressed. Basically, the little plot point is that Lissa is trying to fix her reputation at school, since like as she ran away, there's been like her reputation has been trashed. There's been rumors that she feeds on her Dampir, that she like ran away, that she's not fit to be a princess. So she slowly begins to change the opinion of herself at school by suggesting it to people with magic.
Oh.
Which does not end well.
that's that's hilarious though.
It is, but it's like interesting. Like, yeah, like they're teens. Of course, they're gonna like change opinions if they could. Um. So
Like she is so afraid for people's opinion that she literally is changing their opinions.
yeah, but there is like a later scene where like during class, a teacher takes out a note and begins to read it out loud to everyone. It's like, what do you think of the princess? Like, she's a whore. She drinks from her vampire, and she doesn't even fit for anything. And her boyfriend also left her. So,
Oh,
and
her
then
boyfriend, her boyfriend left her.
yeah, and then the queen comes and also like shames her in front of everyone. So it's like, yeah, I gotta fight back. I'm sorry, Rose. I cannot just bow my head. I gotta like change my opinion of everyone.
Okay, is there a Russian name here?
Saint Vladimir's is the school that they all attend to.
Okay.
It's also a name of a primordial vampire that also happened to have the same powers as Lissa. But it's also kept it's a spoiler, but it's also a kept secret. Silver Stakes is the one thing that can kill Strigoi. As I said, the Strigoi are like the hyped up version of a Moroi. They just go ape. And it takes like around 5 Moroi who are already super strong to take down one of these monsters. There is a point of when like it's a weapon. It like you need to stake the person through the heart to kill them. There's a blood drinking etiquette, namely, it's okay to take blood from willing participants, but if you're drinking from a vampire or from like another vampire, it's considered a taboo.
Okay.
Which is
and shadow touched.
Yeah, this is what Rose is. She's being called shadow touched by multiple people repeatedly, and we get to understand what that means.
Yeah, why is it touching so many people?
Ask that to goddamn Dimitri, because that man is insane.
Karol, was I supposed to remember all these because I kind of have already forgotten the first two?
No, I just wanted to talk about the intricacies of Vampire Academy.
Okay.
So, I'll quickly recap the movie, and we'll talk about my favorite scenes.
Okay. I changed the slide.
Yes.
Karol, we can show that on the screen.
What? She's being sucked. It's alright.
Are you sure?
Yes, 100%. So basically, as I said, Lissa and Rose have escaped the Vampire Academy. And
what is that for picture you showed?
You're making me laugh. It's like from one of the first scenes in the movie.
Things that makes me go, ah.
Well, okay, so this is important because this is where. So in the beginning of the movie, we learned that Lissa and Rose are on the run from the academy.
Yeah.
Lissa couldn't handle the pressure at school.
Why?
She couldn't handle the pressure at school because, as I said, she was bullied. So they leave, and Rose is her only source of blood at this time. So she feeds on Rose, which is a taboo. On the first.
Wait, is that Rose in the picture?
Yes, that's Rose. Lissa is feeding on her.
If this was written today, I'm kind of starting to wonder if these two would have been lesbian characters.
That would be, I'm for it. Like, besties, I'll protect you with my life. Don't. I need you alive by noon. Like, and also that would mean that Rose would not get together with Dimitri, which I also stand. So anyway, they're on the way from Academy, and the thing is, they're being followed. They share dreams and they share nightmares, which we learn about their connection. And once they understand that they're being followed, Rose enacts the escape plan, which is stopped by Dimitri. And Rose is all like, yeah. So when they meet, it's like, you're gonna have to go through me to get to Lissa. And Dimitri's like, okay. And just straight up, like, knocks the lights out of Rose. and she wakes up handcuffed in the vehicle on the way to Academy. It's like, sorry, Rose, you're not as bad as you think you are. They get attacked by Strigoi, which we learned are the main bad guys of this series, and they are attending school back again after 1 year of absence. Turns out that during the absence, Lissa's reputation, as I said, is in shambles. She's accused of being like whoring herself out for blood, or
Right, are they supposed to have run away from the academy for 1 year?
yes, they have made it 1 year before they were found again. Like, remember, Lissa is a princess for like next in line, so people have been looking for her.
Yeah, but you would think that they would find her sooner, but okay.
No, they've just been that good. Like, it's funny because like Lissa's like, yeah, I'm trying to like fit in oregano, and Rose is like, oregano, it's Oregon. Like, what the hell?
You don't even know the name.
Yeah, it's like, why do you have political posters in your home? I'm trying to fit in oregano. But anyway, they're back in school. Lissa's opinion is trashed. A hoochie stole her boyfriend. Her name is Mia. So there's this new girl, Mia, and she stole Lissa's boyfriend as she was away. And basically, they're just like trash. They are being bullied. Somebody cut up open a fox above Melissa's apartment. There's been rumors. There's been like blood splatterings on the walls, telling Mia, Lissa, to leave. And it's a big problem.
Mia gets sucker punched.
Yeah. So that gets later actually, and basically we'll learn about Lissa's power, that she can heal, because as they go into the academy, a crow just flies in front of them and just flies straight into like a random statue. And the crow is like knocked out. It's dead. And Lissa's like, no, that's so terrible. And she runs over and she saves the crow. And I'm thinking like, is this really the way we're gonna learn about her superpower? Like just a random crow just getting splattered against against a monument?
Of course.
So basically, let me actually check my notes because it's so funny.
Can I just ask a question? How do they meet Christopher and the other girl?
So, as they're trying to get acclimated to school, we learn from Victor comes and checks on Lissa. Victor is the family friend of Lissa's. Lissa's family all died in a car accident, by the way. It's a big deal. And Victor's like, well, I'm glad that you're here. Now that you're here, can you like take my daughter under your wing so that you can be more people taking care of Lissa? And that's Natalie. So she starts hanging around with the gang. Turns out there's weird shit going on. The principal wants to she has nefarious schemes. Maybe she's conspiring with Mia to trash Lissa's reputation. Then Mia's to Lissa back off, bitch, he's mine, about Lissa's boyfriend. They go to school. A lot happens. A good thing about this movie is it doesn't linger on scenes. In 20 minutes we get the whole deal of the movie, and it just goes blazingly fast.
So how do they meet Christopher then?
So since Mia is being bullied, I explained the situation about the notes in class. She gets the professor reads all of her basically calls her a blood slut, unwillingly, and then she runs off. Christopher runs is hiding in the meantime in a library of sorts, and they meet in the secret library where Lissa was staying. And they connect Chris, you're
so you're a loner too.
Exactly, kind of like that. And there's this energy between them. Lissa flips her hair, and they kind of flirt a little bit. The thing is, Rose can see sometimes through Lissa's eyes, so she's like, "No, don't do that. He's just an emo nerd. You can get better, girl." Yeah. So after that, somebody breaks into Lissa's apartment and they splatter all across her walls. We have more like I'm blazing fast because there's just so much that's happening. We meet Dimitri. He takes Rose under his wing because she's like behind on everything. We learn that he's a super badass, that like a murder machine, and Rose is kind of feeling stuff for him, but he's like an adult, which is awful.
Is this in the book series too?
I assume yes.
Hmm.
But the problem is, if you go back to the picture of Dimitri, he's not a heartthrob. He is just a man in his 30s. He's not muscular. He's just, and he also has like a fake Russian accent for some of the time. Like,
what do you mean some of the time? Does he forget it at some point?
I think maybe I tuned it out, but at the end of the movies, the accent was gone. Oh, the principal also has a vampire accent, which is funny as hell.
How does it sound?
It's like, Lisa, I would have known that you would come back. it's so.
You always come back to me.
Yeah, exactly. There's also this plot of Miss Carp. So when Lisa and Rose were in school, they had like this special connect. They met this like kind of okay teacher called Miss Carp, and she knew about Lisa's powers before even the girls knew. She speculated what could be happening, and she instructed them to leave the academy. The problem is that she also wiped Rose's memories when she explained about Lisa's condition. Like, she explained the whole deal with Lisa's magic, and then she wiped Rose's memories so that they would conveniently come back when they were needed to.
Why tell her something if you are just going to take it away?
I think it's because Rose didn't know they wouldn't get the information out of her. Like, Rose couldn't be compelled to spill the deets on Lisa's powers because she didn't remember them.
Okay. Are we going to go through some of the weirder scenes now that you were talking about before?
But let me just conclude the story. Basically, they found that Miss Carp has become a Strigoi because she couldn't handle the stress of using her powers, which were similar to Lisa's. She basically became Strigoi to get rid of all the stress, the emotions. She just became a monster. Lisa attends a ball and she has fun. She fixes her reputation at school with.
Why is there always a ball?
Because it's a young adult novel, and I want also a ball. Basically, Lisa attends, fixes her reputation with the school, but she's also getting equally stressed and nervous, just like Carp did, which results in Rose breaking her leg because somehow the earth beneath her begins, it's just so graphic when she breaks her leg. But when the leg breaks, Lisa gets hold of her and it's like, yeah, I'm fine now. I was just overreacting. Afterwards, I'm skipping a lot, but Lisa gets kidnapped by someone. They also go shopping to a shopping mall. I know it doesn't seem relevant, but it is. They go shop their prom dresses. Rose gets a necklace from Victor for keeping Lisa safe and keeping Natalie company. Lisa gets kidnapped. Rose understands that, and she goes she
understands that she gets kidnapped.
Yes, because if you remember, Rose can sometimes see through Lisa's eyes because they share these special connections. They share dreams, emotions, and sights.
Okay.
So she knows that she's being kidnapped, so she runs to Dimitri. And it's the worst scene that happens. The dress gets burned. I will tell you in a moment. She snaps out of the spell. They go to Victor's place because turns out Victor has a uncurable disease that gets him killed. But if not for the disease, he would be next in line for the Moroi crown. So he kidnaps Lisa, knowing that she has regenerative powers, and demands of her that she periodically heals him so that he can take the position of the king. Lisa says no, gets tortured by getting air sucked out of her lungs by another vampire. It's horrifying. The gang attacks the building. They break Lisa away. They were chased by magic dogs, and then as they're going like to talk with Victor, because it turns like, hey, Victor knows something about being shadow touched, something that Miss Carp was talking about. They go to the prison, which is underneath the school, and they begin talking. But as they
why is there a prison underneath the school?
I have no goddamn idea, but there is one.
That seems like the worst place to have a prison.
At school. Well, the school is kind of like a central point of Morois, because like the future generation live there, and there's also a queen comes to visit. I don't know. They have a prison.
Okay, go on.
And turns out Victor knows something about being shadow touched. Basically, what that means is that when during the accident at the beginning of the movie, at the beginning like 5 minutes of the movie, we learn that Lissa's family died, but Lissa, being so distraught, activated her spirit powers and revived Rose from death. That's what it means by being shadow touched, that you died, but you came back from the dead.
Okay.
So that makes her special, because it's extremely rare. It only happened once in recorded history. That's how he knew that Lissa could revitalize him from his incurable disease. While this is happening, Rose is alone in the prison, and there comes Natalie. Basically, what happens is, during the ball, Natalie turned into a Strigoi. So she became this monster, because as she was banging the dude of her dreams, she decides to kill him for some reason. This is what I am not paraphrasing. This is what happened.
Karol, I barely understand what's happening. There's so many events at the same time now. There's a ball, there's a shopping mall, there's kidnapping, there's a prison.
Yeah, like this movie.
There's coming back to life.
Yeah, so basically she kills the dude that she was in love with and goes back to the prison. I don't know how she gets there, but she is. And it's like, well, I was this timid, frail wallflower, but now I don't feel anything anymore. I hated school. And
I don't have any emotion at all.
Yeah, but she's really devoted to her father. So her father's like, yeah, but like, she loves me, so she won't kill me. Okay, sweetie, go kill Rose. I'm gonna go out of this prison, I guess. And he begins to leave. Rose fights Natalie, and Natalie's like, maybe I'll turn you into a Strigoi too, so we can be best friends forever. And there was this. I am not paraphrasing. It's a line in the movie. And the problem is that there's this whole like kind of a subplot that what will you do when you have to kill someone you know? And Rose cannot do it. And she's begin to lose. So Victor is leaving through the elevator. She's like, see ya, nerds. He calls the elevator. The elevator goes down. The elevator opens. And Dimitri is just waiting for him in the elevator. And he's like, oh fuck. So that doesn't work. Dimitri summons like a cinder block from the ceiling and just straight up just shoots the cinder block at Victor's face, and he just goes unconscious.
Of course it does.
Like that, like, congrats, you didn't escape. They stake Natalie and she's dead. And like, yeah, everything goes back to normal. Lisa regains her reputation. Like she tells off on the queen, which is I'll also talk about it. Rose like gets a moment with Dimitri, which I didn't really like, kinda, because like it's insane. And we kind of get a glimpse of the next movie as we zoom out and we see like a decapitated like cavern somewhere in a tower, people dressed in grays and like dirty clothes, and there's like this full cavern of just vampire of like Strigoi just standing around.
But that sequel never happened.
No, it didn't, and I also tell you about it. But that was the movie, and if you feel like a lot happened...
Karol, after hearing your explanation, I can say that it's a shame that it never got any sequels.
I goddamn wish it was a sequel. There was a sequel. I'll talk about it, because it's like, if you see...
Because it would have been even weirder and more...
I've skipped up a lot of stuff which was insanely funny, but the thing is, I talked about a lot of events. For like I went on a tangent, And
Yeah, I did notice that, Carol.
and can I say, this movie, while not being like an amazing youth, like young adult experience like Twilight, it doesn't linger. Like events are happening, it keeps you on your toes, and like it's fun. Like if you
It sounds so incredibly bad that it's a bit funny.
yeah, like it goes around to be good because it's like
It's like, I can't believe she said that.
like we'll be best friends forever, and like really.
You can be my BFF forever. My BFFF.
BFFF. But so this is really good because if the scenes took longer, it wouldn't be interesting. It'd be bland. But because so much is happening all the time, you don't get time to actually linger about the scenes.
It's like we gotta cram all this book content in this movie.
Yeah, and the actors are not bad. They are actually giving good performances. It's just that the premise is like the whole movie is silly because it's like, hey, vampire princesses and magic powers.
Okay, can you go through some of the weirder scenes then?
Yeah. Okay, so I already explained the crow incident where a goddamn crow flew into a statue just to explain Lisa's powers.
Yes.
The thing is, we also have like a epilogue of the crow. It's like it comes back in the final
Why does
scenes.
it come back?
Yes. And Rose is like, I guess it's you and me, crow, the shadow-touched companions. And it's like, no, the crow flies away. You might be both shadow-touched.
The magical crow.
Because like Rose is the same as the crow. Anyway, so
She's alone.
So Mia gets sucker punched. So Mia is the girl that stole Lisa's boyfriend. She's the one that makes all the rumors go around. She's making life living hell for Lisa. She's like,
she's the mean girl.
she is the mean girl. Like she goes like, oh, I guess.
From the director of Mean Girl.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, I guess my boyfriend found a new girl. And the girl, Mia comes like, stay away from him, bitch. He's mine. Like, yes, Mia, you go slay girl. And the problem is Mia is really insecure, and she manipulates boys to do her bidding by sleeping with them. It's so dumb. And at the ball, as like Mia doesn't have any power left because like Lisa suggested everyone, like she manipulated everyone. She found out what happened. She knows that Mia was behind like splattering blood in her house. And Mia's like, well, and she's like all in tears. And you're ugly, and nobody likes you, and it's like, she's really distraught because like she can't do anything, and she begins talking to Rose, and it's like, and what you gonna do about it? And she almost goes for attack, and then Mia just sucker punches her in the face, and Mia just falls flat in front of everyone.
It's kind of weird when someone calls you ugly when you clearly notice that all the actors act because they are presumably very hot.
Yeah, everyone is very hot in the movie. So Mia does have a backstory. So basically, she was together with Lisa's brother, but then he dumped her and died. And then Lisa, she got along with Lisa's boyfriend, and then Lisa came back, stole her boyfriend, and then broke up with the boyfriend that she stole from Mia. So it's like, that's kind of...
So the boyfriend was her in the originally?
No, okay, so Mia was together with Lisa's brother.
Yes.
But Lisa's brother was a kind of a playboy, so she kind of hated him. Then he died, and when Lisa went away from school, she got together with Lisa's boyfriend. Mia got together with Lisa's boyfriend.
Yeah, I understood that part.
Then Lisa begins manipulating everyone and suggests that they should go back together. They do. Mia is left without a boyfriend. Then, as Rose breaks her leg, Lisa comes to her senses and breaks up with the boyfriend. So Mia lost her boyfriend, and the girl that he is with just dumps him. Like, it's humiliating. So she really hates her guts. Anyway, blood splatting. So basically, as I explained, Mia came, like, she tormented Lisa multiple times. And it's like, okay, so there is this blood on the wall in her apartment. What is happening?
Yeah.
So Natalie begins to lick the goddamn blood off the wall.
Lick.
Yes, we have a scene where Natalie is licking off blood from the wall.
Okay, let's go to the next scene. I don't really feel like that needs to further be explained.
It gets worse. So basically, it's like, oh, it's multiple Moroi. Like, she can guess. But we understand later, like, hey, that was blood splatting. That was something like teenage Moroi do. So basically, they banged on Lisa's couch, slit their wrists, painted the wall, and then, like, shoot their gunk all over the wall. And Natalie licked the goddamn wall.
What the fuck? What is this movie, Karol?
Anyway, so we had, as I said, so Rose and Dimitri. Let's go to another thing. They're training. So basically, what they started doing is that each time they meet, they assault each other. Like, as they meet after like some trainings, like Rose and Lisa just want to go to the shopping mall to buy dresses for prom, and they meet like, hey, and then Rose meets Dimitri, and Dimitri grabs Rose and just slams her on the ground.
You still suck.
Yeah, no. And it's like, yeah, they're friends, I guess, because he's her teacher, but he's like, slams her on sight each time they meet.
Oh, he's just playing around a bit.
I guess. Okay, so...
Karol, we're 51 minutes into this, just so you know.
Okay, lightning round. So, I'm an atheist. Basically, there's a line in the movie, it's like, oh, Dimitri, he's like a god. He must be so, but like, he's a god on a battlefield. But I am an atheist. And it's like, really? and also, it was amazing because like...
How is that better than God?
Exactly, but like, and the next scene is like, oh, you know how it makes me feel when I'm the second best. I'm always only the second best guardian in the entire school. You know how that makes me feel? And
well, it's better than being the worst at everything.
no, because you know what Dimitri says? No.
Yes, no.
And kills the guy. It's like, no, I don't think about it.
Actually, that was a pretty good answer.
Yeah, like, she doesn't, like, he's living in, like, Dimitri's living in the guy's head rent-free, and he's like, no, I don't think about it. Okay, so the dress gets burned. You remember how I said that after Rose understood that Lisa was kidnapped, she went to Dimitri for help, and she broke a spell, right?
Dimitri, yes.
So, basically, the necklace, she received a necklace from Victor that contained a love spell.
Oh.
So, she goes to Dimitri like, Dimitri, something happened. And he's laying on the bed like reading a book. And it's like, what happened, Rose? And then Rose looks at Dimitri and is like, I need to get the piece of that ass. And they start making out. Like, this is not the moment to make out. Like, they're getting off. Like, he takes off her dress. And then he throws the goddamn dress into the fireplace. And it starts burning. And they're still making out.
I'm sorry. I'm just so horny right now.
And he's her teacher and the age difference. It's like, what the fuck is happening? So,
when I think about it, a love potion is every trope in here.
It's, as I said, it's tropey, but it's entertaining. So basically, Dimitri throws off the necklace like, and it's like the spell breaks. They're not like horny anymore. It's like, okay, we'll talk about it later. Like Lisa gets kidnapped. And it's like, and okay, since the necklace she got it from Victor, we now know that Victor kidnapped Lisa, which is like, it was still important. But like, why are you making out? This is such a tonal whiplash.
You can do this later.
Yeah. Also, not now, dear. So basically, at the end of the movie, at the beginning, as I said, the Queen Titania kind of like shamed Lisa in front of everyone. Like, oh, I know that the princess, she was away, and there's like rumors about being a blood whore, that she did porn for blood, and like.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
How is Lisa a princess? Is it through her parents?
Exactly. So basically, as I said, the Moroya have like a royalty, and there were 12 families, and usually a king is chosen from one of these families. And somehow, because Victor is deathly ill, she's the next in line.
Okay.
And she's like, and Lisa, she's like, oh, but back to the not now, dear. It's basically like, and she tries to explain herself in front of everyone, but the queen's like, not now, dear, and like basically quiets her in front of everyone. That's why she runs and meets Christian in the library later. But at the end of the Christopher, and it's like at the end of the movie, it's the reverse. Like
what does Christopher do in this movie exactly?
So basically, Christopher is Lisa's love interest, and he's a fire mage. He's like a fire magician.
Yeah, I understand that he's the love interest, but what does what does he do in the plot?
So basically, because Christian is hanging Christopher, he's hanging out in the library so much, he figures out what the deal is with Lisa's magic. Basically,
okay.
he found the reference that Saint Vladimir, the owner of the school, the proprietor of the super Vega vampire, he had the same abilities. And he had the same repercussions. Like when he was using too much magic, he begins to bleed from his arm because he gets a lot of cuts. So he connects the dots that Lisa is also having spirit magic. And also during the final confrontation, he saves Lisa and Rose from he sneaks into the car as they're chasing to rescue Rose from the Victor. And he's with his fire magic, he burns two super specifically bred dogs to save them from being killed by Victor.
Okay.
So he does stuff. That was all the scenes that make me go, ah.
Okay, now to the next page then.
Exactly. So
sequels and contents and the future.
Exactly. So there wasn't any more sequels after the first movie, was it?
I wonder why.
Yeah. So
I really wonder why.
So if you remember the reviews from IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes and the genuine feeling the readers got from seeing the movie, this was a financial failure. Vampire Academy flopped hard. And the only way the director would feel that they could make a sequel was to start an Indiegogo campaign to make the sequel.
And that got to 16%, I see.
Exactly. So
not even halfway.
And yeah, so it also never happened. Basically, they offered cool rewards like t-shirts, interviews, Skype calls with the actors. You could be an extra with a spoken line in the sequel.
How much money did they want for the sequel? Let's see here.
50 million kroners.
50 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a bit high for a crowding campaign.
Yeah. So the sequel never happened, and ever since then we didn't get in much. We got the Bloodlines sequel series, which follows descendants, characters, just other people from the Vampire Academy world. We also have.
How did the author feel about the film?
I never checked, but I don't think she spoke much about it, right?
Okay.
We got a graphic novel series covering the first series, The Vampire Academy. I never read it, but I maybe plan on checking out if there's some copies online. And that brings us to the now current ongoing Vampire Academy reboot series on Peacock.
Yes.
And it looks kind of nice.
How is the reviews for that?
It's really favorable. It's apparently good, and they go as I said. I basically had to do multiple lightning rounds to explain the whole movie to you. So they go at a slower pace, which kind of fleshes out the world a little bit more.
It kind of felt like they had a book and they didn't know how to adapt everything in the book in the movie.
Yeah. So
like there was too much in the book for them to adapt into one film. So it kind of felt like, yeah.
Yeah, because it's an hour it's an hour and 40 minutes long movie, and it was jam packed, and there wasn't like a moment to breathe between the scenes. So I feel like it will be way better suited for a normal series on Peacock.
And as you said, it seems like it has gotten good reviews. So
Yeah.
maybe it is a good adaptation then.
I feel like once I get my hands on the book, I'll see the Peacock series. Because it feels like I am now deep in the in the vampire, like I'm making a commitment to this series.
Anything more, Karol?
I'm trying to think. What did Lisa say? Like, no more bad blood between us. That's what stands out for me. Haha, they're vampires. But I feel that was it, actually. That was everything I wanted to say, and I still went a little bit overboard.
Okay. Oh, there's one more slide. Best friends are forever.
Yeah, best friends.
Kind of funny in that case how much I laughed at that BFF line. And you have written the best friends are forever in the last slide.
I think I wanted to highlight one last thing. The movie is good if you think of it as like a supernatural comedy and action film.
No, it's not good, Karol.
It's turn off your brain good.
It's so bad that it's funny. It's not good.
But another thing that I really liked, I liked the interaction between Rose and Lisa, because they felt like they were actually friends. Like they had spats. Like Rose meddled in Lisa's life, but they talked it out. Like if there were suspicions about the principal or Mia or what the hell is happening, they had like a moment where they talk about it all. So there wasn't like a single instance of there being like a weird miscommunication between them that resulted in them in ruining their friendship. They started as friends and they stayed as friends throughout the whole movie, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, that's kind of unusual. Maybe that's something in the sequel books in that case.
Yeah, probably. But yes, I wait for way too long. What did you think of my summary, Fredrik?
This is a weird movie.
It is.
I don't know really what to say. There's vampires, every trope you can imagine. From what I can understand, the movie is really messy. Sounds like a good time when you're drunk.
I did have 2 drinks while watching it, so that might have been the cause. Anyway, listeners, I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. And, well, what more can I say, actually?
Yeah, what more can Karol say? So in that point, we're going to make Karol shut up for a minute and do the outro. As always, thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed it as much as we have. Don't forget to follow, hit that bell icon, or follow us on socials like Twitter. See you again in the next episode, and have a wonderful day.
Ha ha ha! Have a wonderful day!